Wow, way better roll. Way better.
Like, love it. I was like, ready?
Okay. This is Haley. And this is Bailey. And you're listening to Text Me When You Land.
Bailey's a thief, ladies and gentlemen.
We were talking
Bailey's
about our new
stealing
news.
my new news.
And we have the same new news, but it's not that shocking.
It's a really big deal, and it is shocking.
We are
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows, except we've been storing that we're both going on a ski trip.
Conveniently at the same time.
We are going to Mammoth tomorrow, which I'm so excited about. Haley skis and I snowboard, and this is our first trip together skiing.
Yeah, and they got 6 to 8 feet of snow. I know it's a huge difference, 6 versus 8 feet, but I don't know which one it is. But I knew it's a lot. It's taller than me.
It's gonna be so fun.
Crap.
We couldn't have planned it more perfectly.
It's gonna be fun, but I haven't ever skied in a blizzard storm like this. Like after, like I've always done fresh powder, like in Colorado, but like not anything like this.
What do you mean? Really this is. I feel like this is gonna be fresh powder, but not the snowy part of it.
Yeah, that's like what I'm saying. Like usually it's like not like right there. Like usually it'll be like a week later. But this
yeah, okay. No, it's like this is literally the best time. I feel like, except it definitely is different skiing and snowboarding just because it's so much fluffier. But it's the best.
Bailey, are you watching The Bachelor right now?
Yeah, we're both obsessed with it. I got Haley onto it, and
I love how I asked you that, even though we were watching it together last week. We didn't know that.
The best part is we get to watch together on Monday.
Yeah. Oh,
I
forgot about that.
I'm just taking a little second. I saw it.
Wow. Did you do your Rose League? There's a really fun app I'll tell you guys about. Did you do your Rose League?
I didn't, except I know who I'm putting in, so I need to do that.
You need to submit it before you leave town or you're going to forget.
Well, I won't forget because I'll be with you guys and you won't let me forget.
I'm going to make you forget. No, I'm going to win. So Rose League app is such a fun app. It used to be free. Now it's $1.99 per season, which really isn't that big of a deal, but you can share it with your friends. And then it's like a roster of all the bachelorettes. It switches off. And for the seasons, all the bachelorettes or all the contestants for The Bachelor, and you pick who you think is going to get you the most points, and you get points based off of like if they get a rose, if they get a one-on-one, if they cry, if they say you're not here for the right reasons, like all these little fun things add up. But you also can lose points, like if they get sent home, you lose points, and then it's like against your friends, and whoever gets the most points at the end like wins. It's super fun, and it live scores too. It shows when the show is airing, like your points as it's going on. And so it's really fun to do with friends, especially if you have like long distance friends. It's a fun way to connect.
Yeah, it's been so much fun, and it's been a fun way to kind of talk about it as the show is going on, and we get so into it. And actually last episode, Haley, me, and Bryce all did the same people. We guessed the same people, which was a lot of fun. And Evan had somebody else, and he lost by 1 point. I was actually pretty surprised. I was surprised by that because the time before there was a lot bigger gap. And I thought it was so funny that we picked the same people because who I picked, I feel like was actually pretty random. It wasn't like
really.
Kind of.
I have strategy behind all of mine.
No, I feel like I wanted to pick someone else, but then I feel like it was actually like a last minute decision on who I picked.
Oh, okay. So, what are your thoughts so far on what's happened? Okay, wait, real quick. I was so upset with last week because I missed all the big moments because I was hard boiling eggs, and I was like, gosh dang it.
Yeah, she texted us in the group chat and she's like, I missed it. I was like, how did you miss it? She's like, I can't multitask. I was like, I understand. I get that.
Yes, especially with egg, like when you're peeling hard boiled eggs, it's so noisy. And so I couldn't really hear. And so I was like, and Bryce is like, oh my gosh. I'm like, can you? And I couldn't pause it because we were watching it together. So I was like, gosh,
I screamed. Because Evan was actually in Mexico and he was watching it. So we were like all texting, and my parents were watching with me. My parents are so funny to watch with. They both have so many like comments the whole time. I was like dying laughing. And then they happened to fall asleep like right at the end. And I like, who got sent home? I screamed because I was so not ready for like one of the people. I was just like, what? Like that took a total turn. And both of them woke up and were like, what? was like, he
That's
literally scared
hilarious. You,
them
like,
so
scare them
bad.
half to death.
Yeah.
Wait, what part are you talking about? Bachelor
Okay,
spoilers.
wait. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. If you are not caught up on the season, skip this next little part because we're gonna go into more details on The
Yeah,
Bachelor.
yeah.
Who got sent home? I'm trying to think of who like was I was shocked.
Um,
I expected Maria to stay, like I knew
wasn't it
that one.
Rachel who got a rose?
Oh, Jen got sent home. You thought she was going home, but I kind of felt like there wasn't anything big that had happened to get her sent home. And that
Kelsey? It was a and the other
who
Kelsey?
well, let's look at Rosalie because I haven't done it so I can see who.
Right.
Okay, so Maria, Kelsey, Rachel, and Daisy. Okay, so I know that Rachel had a really good date the time before, but for some reason, I just felt like that episode, I guess it was just like I was basing it on that episode, that she was going to be the ones at home and Jen was going to stay just because there was so
Oh,
much more
I see.
time
I
with
thought
Jen.
Rachel was gonna get sent home and that Kelsey
Yeah.
T was gonna stay and Kelsey T got sent home and Jen got
Oh,
sent home.
interesting. Yeah, I definitely thought Rachel was going to go. That's who I thought
Was
was like,
wasn't Jen the one that got that letter in the beginning of the season to like
yeah, and
to
she
steal
and she
someone's
never
one-on-one?
and she never got a one-on-one, huh? Did she? No,
I
right?
think she did. I think she
Oh,
did.
she did?
No, well, I'm sure. I thought she did because she got rid of her one-on-one. I thought it was in the very
Okay, I
beginning.
can't look this up. Spoiler alerts. Um, that was
Did
scary.
you find out stuff you didn't want to
No, I didn't look. I just knew it was gonna be spoilers if I kept looking. Jen, I'm trying to think. Well, okay, that's actually a good question. What did you think about that move on not keeping the letter and being able to steal a one-on-one? Because she ended up ripping it up and not using it. So,
I thought
what
it
was your
was
thoughts?
a class A move. I thought it was a good
You
call
did.
because I told Bryce in the very beginning, Kate, that's kind of a crappy hand to be dealt because you don't want to steal a one-on-one with someone who didn't want to go on a one-on-one with you.
Yeah,
Like,
I guess
hey,
that. I
take me
guess.
on a date, even though you didn't ask me. Like, what?
Yeah, no, I guess that's true, but I also feel like the show is so like you have no time with him really, and he just kind of has to pick like different people to go on one-on-ones. And like if you look at Cocktail Hour and all those things, like they're always stealing, and you kind of have to like put yourself in uncomfortable
Bailey's
situations.
vicious. You're
I feel like you.
vicious.
I mean, I would think it'd be really hard to do that, but I do think you have to stand out because there's just so many
I think
girls.
that did make her stand out, though, you know?
Yeah, I guess it made it stand out at the beginning because it was a
Because she
good. It
got a
was like
rose that night.
yeah, she
She
did.
got the first impression rose.
But she probably would have already gotten a rose because she got that letter. So they were gonna keep her
But she got
for
the
a
first
little while.
impression rose.
Isn't it a theory that the first impression rose is usually the person that goes all the way? Because that did not happen.
That did not happen.
I've been so into it because it's funny because I usually don't watch it. I think I've watched it a few
Do you
times, The
watch
Bachelor.
Paradise? Do you watch Paradise?
Paradise. I've watched it like once. I follow Hannah and who ended up
Hannah
together from that?
Ann or Hannah and someone else?
Hannah and Dylan that got together on Paradise. Is that where they got together? I think they got together on Paradise, but that's the only
I don't know, but
couple
I
I
know both
follow.
of them. I've watched a few of them. I watched them with Demi when she was on there. That was wild. But I've kind of fallen off the bandwagon of Paradise a little bit. But I do have a theory. Do you want me to share my theory with us
Yeah, I
about
do want to hear your
how it
theory.
ends? Okay, so I have a
Because
theory
I thought your
that
theory was, I liked your theory.
so I said I think Maria would be a good, and this is if none of them make it to the end to get the main rose like engagement. So I think Maria would be a good bachelorette, but I think her character is more designed or her personality is more for Paradise. So I could see Maria going to Paradise, and then I see Kelsey, I think, who's going to hometowns. I could see her becoming the bachelorette if she doesn't get the final rose. Um, and then Daisy getting engaged to Joey.
Yeah,
Team
I like
Daisy
that
all the
theory.
way.
I was actually, yeah, we're both Team Daisy all the way. It's funny though, I was thinking about it and I was like, I do hope she ends up with him, but also if she doesn't, she would be such a good bachelorette. Like I would watch the next season, where right now I don't know if I'd watch Bachelorette if it wasn't her. But maybe. I feel like Kelsey's kind of growing on me. I wasn't a huge fan of like her. I was kind of like, oh, maybe she'll go home. She just didn't. I don't feel like she had a lot of airtime probably too.
Ooh, what did you think of Maria like saying, "I think I'm gonna go home," and then
I
was
felt
like,
like
"Just
that was
kidding."
I felt that was a very this is something me and you have actually talked about a lot, but you know how in like when people fight or stuff, it's like, oh, we're gonna break up. or we're gonna, and that's been something like from the very beginning. Evan and I have been like, that's not like something you threaten in a fight because it's just like,
Mhm.
and I felt that was a very her moment to be like, I'm going home now, chase me and show me you want me. And
Yeah,
I
chase
didn't
me
like that
100%.
because I feel like from the very beginning, Evan and I were like, we're never going to use that. That's not like a chase me. That's not what you do. You don't throw that around when you're fighting. And
Mhm.
I felt like that was kind of what that was. It was kind of like, hey, I'm leaving, but show me you don't want me to leave because I need attention kind of thing. What do
Yeah,
you
I
think?
totally I totally agree. I thought it was more of a I need attention, I'm looking for attention, and then he didn't fall for it, and so when she realized that, she was like, "Crap."
Yeah, and then
And
she
so
had to
I
come
was
back out and like swallow her pride a little bit and be like, I
yeah,
mean, when she walked back out, I was like, that is so hard. I mean, I give it to her for walking back out because I probably would have been, I know our emotions take over and it is a very emotional setting and I get that. But I feel like being able to then walk back out after you make this huge scene with him, and he was not, he was kind of like, I'm not fitting into this.
it's true. And I think it's really easy to tell if Joey's into a person or not. Like we saw that reel that said that Joey wears his emotions on his sleeve. Like he's very obvious in his eyes if he's into a person or not. And you see it a lot with Daisy. Um who was he talking? Oh, you did. I definitely noticed that he was not into Jess before she got
Oh,
sent
yeah.
home.
When she,
He
that,
would
yeah.
he would like look at her and he would be like listening to her, but he wouldn't. There was no romantic connection. Like you
Yeah.
could
No,
tell
that
he was
is
like,
true.
I don't know if he was like invested fully into her. Hence
What
why
did
she
you think
also
of
went
that
home.
situation?
Jess
Yeah.
was a lot.
What did you think of how he handled it?
Yeah, I think he handled it okay. I mean, why drag her on
I
when
agree. Yeah. You don't want to drag somebody on.
yeah. I mean, it does
I
I
did
do think that sucks because she's, like, finally opens up about that, and that takes a
I said
lot.
that. I was like, that's gonna cause her to be really like future wise,
Yeah, it's gonna have a
struggle
lot
to
of
like, yeah,
repercussions
it's
for
gonna
that.
have a lot of effect, but it was the right thing to do to not lead her on because leading someone on is
It's,
also
one of
not.
those situations where it's a
Yeah.
double-edged sword either way, like,
Yeah.
you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, like, it's
Oh, for
kinda
sure.
this
Something
it's
that I thought, oh, sorry. Oh,
no,
I
go
thought
ahead.
you were gonna. Something I thought was interesting was I actually got my parents to start watching it kind of like a couple episodes in, maybe like 2 after Daisy's one-on-one. So after that, and my mom and my dad were both like, "What do you mean Daisy's gonna make it to the end? Like, there's no like she
I
hasn't
was
had
gonna
any
say they
time with
need to
him. There's
see. Yeah.
yeah, and it was interesting because they kind of took her out of the middle. Like she was not like she would appear, but there was no quality time until the last episode. And my dad is like, Joey really liked that she was like playing a little harder to get. And I don't think she was playing it like
No,
purposefully.
no,
She
not at
just
all.
like was
Mhm.
being honest. Like I'm not like head over
Yeah.
heels right now. And everybody else has been, which is interesting because I feel like he is a guy that likes to be reassured if you like listen, if you watch a lot, but also he really liked how Daisy was and that she wasn't just like, oh, I'm in love with you. She's like, I can get there, but I'm not there yet. And I thought that was interesting.
You know, I really would love to be able to discuss, in addition to all this Bachelor drama, Love is Blind with you, but you haven't
I
freaking watched it. And this is, I think we could go off for like 30 minutes just on Love is Blind, but
I've
I
seen
mean, it's
things on TikTok
everywhere.
and the drama seems very drama. There's a lot of drama, it seems like.
What do you know about it?
That I don't know the names because I haven't paid a lot of attention, but that
Chelsea, the girl
she
that
yeah,
said she
she
looks
was
like Megan
compared
Fox.
Megan Fox and then he I don't really know exactly what happened with him, but I do know a little bit about it just because I watched a little and I was reading the comments.
It is wild. So you need to watch it because I watched The Bachelor for you. And so we can have a discussion on that because you're going to have so many opinions on this, I think. And I'm very
Yeah, I know. We
curious.
need to
So.
watch it for sure. Evan and I
Mhm.
actually got into Love is Blind like the first 2 seasons, I feel like, but we just haven't watched it
Mhm.
recently.
This is season 6. There's a lot. Season 5 was okay. It wasn't like that great because there's only 2 couples in the end.
Mm.
And I'm like, eh.
Was there a lot from this season?
Yeah. There's like
Oh, wow.
5 or 6.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we definitely
Yeah.
have to watch it. Maybe we can get into it. We've also just been haven't really had the time to watch
Yeah.
shows
We've had a lot
recently.
going on.
You know what I watched last night though, and I've seen this before, but I put it on was 13 going on 30, and then it reminded me of your Halloween costume.
I love that movie so much.
It's so off topic, but that was I was like so into it last night. It was so fun to watch. I didn't finish
That's
it though
definitely a movie I
because
could just sit down and watch at any time. Like, it's one of those classics.
talking about things we are so into. Something Haley and I have been talking about lately is like our favorite obsessions, things we're obsessed with right now. Haley, what's a few of yours? I was really thinking about this actually.
Lately, I've been obsessed with sushi. This sounds so weird, but
Sushi.
I've been
I got you on the sushi. I was like, you need to get into
but it's
sushi,
weird
but
the
it was
way
a
I
baby
like it.
I know.
Yeah. I like it dipped with butter, and I like California roll, and so I just can never not have my butter with it, which is people are like, "It's weird," but I'm like, "Try it." It has to be at warm butter, not just like on bread. Like, just warm melted butter. It is so good, and I
And it's also a
literally every night.
California roll,
Yes,
which
it's
I
with,
feel like is
and I have it with
different.
soy paper. I don't do it with seaweed because
Mm.
I choke and gag on the seaweed, so
Yeah, I that's how I actually started liking sushi. Was I started with the I did not like sushi for so long. Started the California roll for a few years. Was obsessed with California rolls, and now I love all sushi and
now
we go to
you're
sushi
like,
all the time.
"All fish, all sea creatures, get in my belly."
Yeah, now
Is there
I'm
any
obsessed with
sushi
sushi.
you don't like? Like, any specific
There's
kind?
things that I'm like, I don't this is random. This isn't really sushi though, but like I like salmon raw, but I don't like salmon cooked. Um, like I do not like salmon
Usually, I
cooked
hear it the
at
other way
all.
around, so that's
I
super
know. Evan and
interesting.
I are the same on that too. So we don't like do anything with salmon cooked. My dad's obsessed with salmon cooked. And then there's like a few I'm not a fan of, but most of the stuff I'll eat. And then I have a few like favorites for sure.
Aside from my sushi, I can't say it when I think about it. I feel like I have a lisp when I talk about sushi. What is something you're obsessed with right now, Bailey?
I was trying to really think about this. One of my things I feel like I'm obsessed with my Aura ring. We've talked about that before. I was looking at it when we were
Have
going on
we?
and I feel I maybe not. Have I not mentioned that on the podcast before?
I mean, if we have, I don't remember.
Okay, maybe not. Maybe I've just talked to you about it. But I love my Aura ring. I wear it all the time. Whoa, that's the wrong way. My hand was all confused. I was like,
Bailey, stop flashing that ring around. Dang.
and it's just so fun. I don't know. I like love my Aura ring. And Evan has the Whoop. And then a
The
few of my
what?
friends, the Whoop, which is like you wear it around your wrist. It's more like a watch. But I love my Aura ring. You know what's something
Never
else
heard
I'm
of a
obsessed with? This
woo.
is kind of a woo. A what?
A woo.
What is that?
The thing that you just told me Evan
A
wears.
whoop.
A whoop. I thought you said a woo.
A woohoo.
A woo.
I guess people don't know what the Oura Ring is too, because I feel like a lot of people have actually asked me about it if they've seen it on, and it's like tracks your sleep,
Really?
it tracks your yeah. Like when I've checked out at grocery store or something, they're like, "Oh, what's that ring?" Or it's like, "Is that the Oura Ring?" I get questions about it. I feel like all the time, and I'm always like, "Feel it," and I like take it off because it's so light compared to how big I feel like
I
it
know.
looks
I
like. So
really feel like there's like a little bit of a shock when you first feel the Oura ring because you think it would be like a metal or like a titanium or whatever, like a more solid material, and it's like plasticky. It's not
yeah,
plastic
it's
though,
not,
I don't
but
think.
yeah, it's no, but it's just
It's
not
very
heavy, which is
light.
nice. Yeah,
Yeah, because I feel
the tra-
like that having something that kind of hefty on your finger that would be
would be
that
annoying.
intense. Yeah, I could get. Do your? It
Yeah.
sounds gross. Does it get like sweaty?
Not really. I honestly wear it all the time. I'm so used to having it on. The only time I'll take it off is if I'm like lifting, but you can get a rubber thing to like put around it so it doesn't scratch, but I just
Okay. Is
don't
it
feel like I need it.
waterproof?
Yeah. You
That's
can like
nice.
shower, swim, do whatever with it, which I do. But it tracks your sleep. It has a bunch of different things. Your stress level, your like I don't know, there's so many your
That's awesome. Sounds like an
activity,
Apple
your
Watch in a ring, but a little
yeah.
bit more simplified.
Yeah, I have an Apple Watch. I just can't wear it all the time. It just bugs me. Yeah, I know. You're good at wearing it. I can only wear it like when I like work out. I'll remember to put it on or if I go on runs. I really like it for runs because I can see how long I've been running or like what the
I
distance is
used to
versus
wear the
this.
Fitbit
Mm. Yeah,
before the
once you
Apple
end up
Watch was a thing. I was
I
like,
had a
look at
Fitbit a
my
long time.
Fitbit.
But I feel like the Apple Watch is great too. It's just getting in the habit of it. This I feel like looks like jewelry, so I just like having it on all the time and I don't think about it. The Apple Watch I feel like it's more specific and the charging. You are probably so much better, but this you only have to charge for like 10 minutes once a week. And that you like really have to remember to charge. And I'm so bad
That's
at
a
that.
really
That's why
good
I
point.
never wear my
Yeah.
Apple Watch.
I really was debating between getting this because the new
Hmm.
Apple Watches, you can sync with like the Natural Cycles app to
Oh yeah.
track.
And
And
that
I
this
really
does
like
that.
that.
But that does that or
Yeah.
no? Yeah, we
Yeah, it
both
does.
yeah. Yeah.
And so but I wasn't sure if I wanted the ring because I liked
Yeah.
the ring idea, but I already wore my watch all the time, and so I didn't know if I wanted just to do that. But then on top of that, I didn't love the idea that you have to pay an additional fee for the use of the Ring app. So, I mean, now that I think about it, it's really not that big of a deal with how many subscriptions I have, my word. But it's like, it's just another thing. I actually do think, like, I could see myself one day getting the Aura Ring, especially with Apple being under their lawsuit right now for like their oxygen monitor for their watches. So they've seized all like production and sales of all the newer watches that have the oxygen monitors on 'em. Yeah, so I don't know what the future of that looks like right now. I think they just paid a fine and they're fine now, but it's just kind of one of those things that you just don't really think about until it's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
hmm,
I feel like they're just also such they're so different. Like I would say the Apple Watch is probably a little better at tracking activity. Like I'll even use it and sync both of them. Like it'll sync to my Oura Ring kind of.
yeah.
And then I feel like this might be better for sleep or oxygen or whatever it is, where I feel like they just have pros and cons and I feel like they're both great and I don't feel like either of us are digging into it like that intensely where it makes that big of a difference. Where
Mhm.
some people might pay really close attention to it. I feel like both of us more like look at it to for little things. At least I feel like
Yeah,
that's what I do.
totally. That makes sense.
I know another obsession is Haley got me the Simple Modern water cup, and I used to be so bad at drinking water and would never drink water. It was like something was awful. And now I like never don't have it with me. I like carry it everywhere. It's like my
I
safety
love
blanket.
them. I bought so many freaking Stanleys, and I'm kicking myself for how many Stanleys I have because I hate them.
That's interesting. I had a Stanley like a long time ago, but it was before it
The
was,
fad of
like
it all.
this yeah. Um, but why do you like them better, I guess? Because I haven't really I don't
So
know.
the Stanleys spill when you knock it over. It's just like a mess. There's not a chance. You have to like get extra attachment pieces that go around the straw lid. And then when you try to like suck on the straw, it's like you can't get anything up because it's cut. There's no air hole for it. So, but with the Simple Modern, I love how the lid matches the bottle. I love how sleek it is. It's just simplified. And it has a little stopper around it so it doesn't when you knock it over, it doesn't spill. I mean, unless it's completely full to the top, then it would spill just maybe a little bit, but it's not nearly as bad as what it does with a Stanley. It's like insane the difference it makes. I just love the Simple Moderns way more through and
Yeah, I
through.
like the look of it too, and we both are getting new ones sent to us today that we're gonna bring on our trip, which I'm really excited about
I'm
because
so
I feel like
excited.
both of mine have kind of been I had 2
Yours looks
Christmas
like
ones
an
they
in and
sent
out
me.
cup.
Yeah, I have 2 Christmas ones they sent me, and we're way past Christmas, like, now I'm like, "I can't be carrying these around,
It's
slightly
March. Yeah.
embarrassing." But it was just like and then you got me one, and I actually just pulled that one out, but I had to throw away the straw, so now it's like a black straw, and that just drives me not that I can't order a new straw, but and I
I
feel
was
like
just
it
telling you this. Oh, what?
I feel like colors change so much because of the RV and then something we had talked about, like, it was sitting in the front seat for so long when we were driving, like, the top and the handle are different colors.
Yeah, and
But
I
you
was
were
just
gonna
telling you, I
say
think that the Target versions of Simple Modern versus the ones on Amazon and like from the actual Simple Modern website are different. I think they're
I'm so
cheaper
curious if
made
they are.
when they're at Target because they look a little different to me. Like they just don't look like they're quality. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Maybe it's the lighting at Target. It does things. I don't know, but I just think that the ones at Target aren't the same, and they're the same cost. So, and I think Amazon has way more color options too.
I just got the Dyson Airwrap, and I am obsessed with it because I never do my hair, do, like, a blowout. I usually let it, like, just dry or I
What
straighten it.
is a blowout? Like exactly? Is it like just a hair that's blown out, or is it curled?
This is a great question. I don't know the definition of it, but I feel like
I love my hair blown out, but I don't know what that means.
I don't know the definition of it. I feel like it's more when you, like, use your blow dryer to, like, give it some volume,
Yeah,
but
I
that could
think
also
that's what
not
it's like.
be
It just helps really give it like a
Yeah,
nice look. It's very sleek. It has like a nice
yeah.
wave to it. Yeah, I think so.
I've been trying to do more with my hair, curl it, give it more volume versus just being straight. Not that I don't love my hair
How
straight,
long does
but
it
just
take for
kinda
you to curl your whole head with the Dyson?
not that long, maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes? Maybe. It can
I
go pretty quick.
definitely need it to keep
I
trying.
Okay, I heard it's a huge learning curve, and I definitely still have to get the hang of it, like, a little, but I've definitely from, like, the first time to I probably done it, like, 6 times now because every time I go out and try to use it, I've gotten quicker at it and learned how to do it better, but I still have practice to do for sure.
These pieces right here were used with the Dyson, and I curled it. You can see how great it looks right now.
Are you using hairspray or mousse or anything before?
I don't use hairspray.
That's yeah. I'm curious if it will stay or not. I heard a lot of people not use hairspray, and you have a different texture hair, but putting some kind of, even if you find like a natural product, like a mousse or
Yeah.
something before, helps get
I
it
need
to
to find
stay.
one then because I think that would make a difference, but because I have so much hair, I when I first did it and I was doing like the cold shot that you're supposed to do at the end of it, it was like taking twice as long as it would to do my hair with the curler because I have that down. I have a rhythm with it. So I don't want to return it just yet because I do like the other attachments. Like I dried my hair way faster with the air wrap versus the Dyson hair dryer I have.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and it was a lot. I want to use the defrizzer tool, but I
It's
don't know how to
so.
freak to
Oh, I'll show
use it.
you I'll show you this week. I'm gonna bring mine.
Okay, yeah, I feel like that would be the tool I need to know how to
It's
use because
so
it's
nice. I
yeah,
watched it on a TikTok and I was like, "That's how you use that?" Then
yeah, I
I
feel
tried
like
it
I
and it
was
worked.
like and it just went boom.
Yeah, because it's the opposite. You have to change the direction
Yeah,
if
okay.
it
There's
does
a
that.
learning curve with it. I definitely Have you heard of the Air Straight?
I've heard of the shark. Is that what it
No, it's the
is?
Dyson Air Straightener.
Oh, I
It's
thought it was a different.
I'm
No.
like, that's one I want next.
Oh,
I'm just gonna
really?
have a whole collection of Dyson.
Of it?
Bryce is
Yeah.
like, really? Really? You want that now? I'm like, hey, don't feed the addiction if you don't want it to continue. Like,
We
it's
definitely
like,
should look for a natural product that we can put in our hair before using the Dyson. I'm curious if that'll help because I also feel like my curls stay, but I feel like they could stay better. And I
I
just feel
have
like
to
I
use
haven't figured it
aerosol
out.
hairspray. I can't use the wet ones like that don't have the come in it has to come in a can. Um,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Otherwise my hair will fall out
Not
like almost
like
instantly.
cold. Yeah. Wait, I thought you said you don't use hairspray.
I well, I don't use it, but like when I really want it to stay, like if I'm traveling or I want it to hold for a few days, I will. But I'd say maybe once a month I'll do it. But I really don't use it that often.
I keep seeing people do their air wrap and it lasts for like 3 or 4 days, like so good, like curled. And I'm like, how is this happening? And a lot of them are like, I'm not using hairspray. So there's some trick that we need to learn.
Yeah, I need to learn that because my hair holds curls pretty well without hairspray. So
Mine does not.
it just has to have a lot of heat on it. So I'm pretty sure I'm
Mm.
frying it, but at least it looks cute.
That was so fun to talk about some of our obsessions. I feel like there's so many things that we're obsessed with that we probably don't even think about. Because yesterday when we were talking about this topic, I was like, what am I obsessed with? And then you were like, this, that. I was like, oh, yeah, this is true. So
All
that
the
was so
things.
fun. If you have things you're obsessed with, leave them in the comments. I'd love to check them out,
Or
see
if
what
you
they
tried a
are.
Dyson, I'm very curious. And your thoughts on The Bachelor.
Yeah, let's chat about it all.